Okay. All right. I got a subject that came to me deep within the bowels. Ancestors gave you some a real gem, a real jewel. I'm like, I caught attention to it a while back. I'm like, like I just started watching. I've seen this before, but the pieces just started coming to me and coming to me. I'm like, oh, okay, I can do something with this. All right, here we go. Okay, okay. If y'all ever seen Evil Dead, the very first one that came out, like in the what was it? I think it was the 70s. I think I had saw it on DVD a couple years ago for the first time. I'm like, whoa, this is some crazy stuff. You can tell the effects wasn't, everything wasn't the highest of budget, but the effects and everything just came together. But the person that directed that film is called Sam Raimi. I knew that. So I'm like, I think I've seen his name before too, also. But that was, and there was no joking in the first one. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it was so crazy to me, which was why there was no joking in it. I mean, it was dead serious. There is a real book, Necronomicon. I have like two, three versions of it. Not the same con, but different types with the deities in it, or what the things, certain rituals you can do with it, or certain signs you'll see with it, and a book about the deities and what they can do for you, what they can do to someone. You know what I mean? So okay, so it have on Evil Dead 1, very serious, no joking, right? So I'm in my mind when I seen Evil Dead 2, I'm like, it looks just like the first one. I mean, it looks and comes off like the first one, but it's a lot more comedy in it than the first one. So I'm like, that's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? I always used to think that. Then I seen Army of Darkness like a few years, like maybe about almost 2 years ago for the first time I seen Army of Darkness. So I didn't know that was a part three. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? They just changed it. So, but the Army of Darkness really is the ancestors, melanated people. We have ancestors. They call the Necronomicon Negro, Nomicon, the dead names, the black arts of the dead names of the black arts, pretty much. So when I first saw that movie, I'm like, it's very comic. The third one is way more comic than the second one. But I come to realize why they did that, so that people won't think it is as being serious. So if it's not serious, then you won't be like, oh, be so intuitive, or so it will intrigue you to go find out about this book. You know what I'm saying? They just have it like comedy wise, right? But something that really stuck out to me, another thing that the ancestors sent to me, like through Bobby Hemmett too. Also, I used to watch his lectures. You know, so you can always still learn something. If it's like 10, 20 years ago, you can always still learn something because it wasn't privy to you at the time when you probably was you know what I'm saying, you was didn't have any type of consciousness. So, but when you look at certain things, I remember he had said in one of his lectures that Dino De Laurentiis, he had something to do with Doom. I think he directed that movie. I believe. Let me check, because I do have the movie. Find first. Okay, what he is a producer. He does direct films too, also, but he's a producer. So I will show you. I'm not BSing. All right, but the crazy thing is, I found the Dune book. Never really got to try to crack it open just yet, but a couple while ago, I found it at a what was it? A thrift shop. A thrift shop. It was so crazy. Like someone just told me to go on every aisle in the book area and just see what you find. So I found some stuff I would never, some stuff that was just boring or whatever, just something that wouldn't interest me, right? You said just keep going, keep going. I got like to the second to last aisle, whatever, in that bookstore, not a bookstore, but a thrift store, and come to find out I found Dune. I've come to find out found the book Dune, and I found out about that book through Bobby Hemmett. But I remember I seen the movie because he told me in a lecture to go watch the movie. So I'm not going to give this bookstore where I got this DVD from any play. Even though I do go to them a lot. So hold on, because they might try to do some funny stuff and try to fuck with my order, so they done it before. Okay, yeah, 444 just passed. But anyway, but yeah, here it is. It's Frank Herbert's Dune. That's the guy that wrote the book. They say that book is like the closest thing or better than the an actual story of the Bible, biblical Bible. It's close to it about a hero and his journey. But I'm just gonna show you if I can. I didn't put the light on for this. Let me. All right, so you can see it. Frank Herbert's book, based on the novel by Frank Herbert and Dino De Laurentiis. It was presented by, more likely he's the producer. The producer is the person that put the money by. Oh, no. Produced by Rafaela De Laurentiis, which is his sister. She's also a director too, also. Okay, so pretty much they had the money behind it. Cause I did see her name, about some shit when I looked up him. Okay, so you can see the cover. This Dune. Okay. So yeah, come to find out, this is the first credit that comes on the movie. This is the beginning of the movie, right? So in this Dino De Laurentiis Communications presents, right? But watch this. A Renaissance Pictures production, right? So I'm like, it doesn't really say anything to me or whatever. When I just saw it, I'm thinking like, I didn't watch the movie, but I'm like, when I seen it, I'm like, that's just probably the name of this company. But now that I think about it, Renaissance, now they're gonna show you where this movie picks up at, but it's not gonna start there. It's gonna give you a beginning, then go back to the very beginning before he got to this spot. They're gonna give you like an overview. They're going into the second Evil Dead. They don't say anything about the first Evil Dead. They just talk about the second Evil Dead when he got pulled in through a portal and ended up in this spot. So the first Evil Dead is dead serious. The first and second one have the same directors, right? This movie also has the same director. Let me see. I want to make sure I show you I'm not lying. All right. Oh, another thing. Dino De Laurentiis, he's from Italy, and he created close to maybe 300 films and got like 29 Academy Awards or whatever, or nominated for it. But see right here, I can show you. Let me get it the right way, like Marvin Gaye said, the right way. All right, let me get it. Get my finger in the way, just so you know that's how it is when you got some little. Some skill in videography. Okay, directed by Sam Raimi. Okay, now he did the first. This is the third one, the third installment. He did. See right here, Bruce Campbell, Evil Dead, the first one, right? So he did the first movie, the second Evil Dead, and he did this movie, Army of Darkness. The Army of Darkness is what they're talking about from the Necronomicon, right? Okay, but I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna be too drawn out, but funny thing is, if you watch the movie Dune, they talk about the spice, melange, melanin, abramelin. If you look at the book of Abramelin, I found that through the answers. I was sort of search for another book, and that book popped up. The melange, the Abraham he was looking for, the magician, Abramelin. Great, good amount of deities in there. Crazy thing is, now, so when he's talking about in Doom, they have to get the spice from that planet. That spice was melanin, and the worms that was coming in and out of there was like almost like their protection. So they were like damn near protecting that the spice, which is melange, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah. So now watch this. You know what I'm saying? Like they put him. They said Ash, which is Bruce Campbell, the guy that been putting money behind these. Oh, and also the very, very, very last. Before I forget, the very last Evil Dead, the one that came out in 2013. By that time, hold on. Yeah, the guy Dino De Laurentiis, he had passed by like 2010, I think. But the crazy thing is, Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell and another person, they had produced the film, but Sam Raimi, he didn't direct it. It was another director. I get the feeling like these people that get these certain channels or get these things sent to them to where they can come out with these movies or these books, they have these things happen to them where like the same thing with What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? The one that do the hold on, man. I be drawing a blank. Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft. So yeah, H.P. Lovecraft was like 17. He was very sickly, and it was coming through him, giving him channels because his father was like a mason that was getting information, and he was able to be around him. Like when you see those old movies when they have like the Mummy or the Mummy's Tale. The Mummy's Tale is a great film. Oh, excuse me, the Tale of the Mummy, great film. That's the one that came out in England. That's the one that really didn't get no real big play, but Miramax came out with it. And then they come out with How to Be a Player, one of the most foolish movies ever. But they come out with this. But anyway, yeah, Tale of the Mummy, great film. So when you see this film, it's talking about how they're coming back through certain bodies. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Oh yeah, so H.P. Lovecraft was a very sickly person, but at the same time he was getting channels. At the same time, Aleister Crowley was. At the same time, they were talking about like the same people, damn near. And some of the descriptions of the deities or the entity or deities, they were actually dead on, but they come to find out they never really just knew about each other. It was weird that H.P. Lovecraft brought up a British occultist, and he's from America. H.P. Lovecraft is, and of course, Aleister Crowley is not his real name, but that's his name he goes by, and so yeah. So and he never even knew of him. He was 17, but he never really had any presence or any idea of him. So it's crazy how the ancestors can do this. So that's why I say crazy. All right, I'm gonna get right to it too. Dino De Laurentiis, come to find out he died in 2010 of a disease, a cancerous disease, right? Of melanoma. What? Boom, boom, boom. That's what you died of, motherfucker. You know why he died of that shit? Because think about it. I'm not even gonna get into all the movies he did. I just brought up just two movies. What was it? Army of Darkness and the Doom movies, dealing with our black arts, dark arts. Talking about the Moors. I'm gonna get into that in a little bit too. And also, what was it? Doom, talking about melanin. He said, "He who controls the melange, the spice melange, controls the world." So, like the people that's in charge. I don't never say this person's name because like I don't have a president. I'm the president, but I would say TRUMP. So let's just say that if I hope you know how to spell. You should know how to spell. You probably hear this guy on the news all the time. I don't even watch the news at all. But TRUMP. So that guy. Notice how when he first got into office, he kept getting melanated people all the time. Jim Brown, Kanye West, Steve Harvey, all these people. The other guy, the scientist that was Michael Jackson's doctor, and he was also Khalid Muhammad's doctor before he passed. I can't remember his name. And also seen him with a mason a mason thing around his neck, so which is crazy. But yeah, can't remember his name right now. But I should have had all that information. But it just be coming to me how it come to me. But yeah, so Dino De Laurentiis. He's from Italy. They have information about us, so that's why he would be involved with this one. And they actually went back further than all of the two movies before this one. He went back to like the times of like King Arthur, which is not a real person. King Arthur and the Round Table. Round Table is 12 people, and in the middle of the dot. That just means you are your own savior, and you have like 12 months, 12 zodiacs, 12 disciples, and you are your own savior. So when they put their swords towards the middle of the table, and you see that circle, what it makes, then that's what that pretty much makes. It makes the outside and also the inside. The inside is the dot, which is you as your mind. Okay. What do I do with that motherfucker remote? Oh, here you go. All right, I'm about to get to the visual in a few seconds, but yeah, Dino De Laurentiis dies of melanoma, which is a cancer of the skin. Man, I remember what it's about. With the cancer of the skin, when your pigment molecules decide to work, or they overexert themselves and they cause a cancer. So you can tell he was a white or a Caucasoid male from Italy, or what some people call them crackers or whatever. You can he was from Italy, So there's also another great director from Italy that did So a lot of horror films. Can't remember his name, but he got some great shit. I used to see his shit back in the day. But and it was all like dark shit. I can't remember the director's name. I had one of his movies with me, I believe, but it's in the car. But yeah, anyway, I'm jumping off the subject. All right, but I'm gonna show you. So he deals with the Moors at the beginning of the film. But watch how Ash Campbell has black hair, right? And the other people, he said, I'm a slave. They said the Moors, the black of Moors, they call them like, people think they were slaves, but they was actually really the teacher of these people. They gave these the arts. They even gave the story of King Arthur and Merlin to England. But they have to do it like this to make it seem like, and notice also these people are wearing red and black too also. And don't watch the guy that's right behind Ash Campbell, the character in the movie. The other people in the back of the guy with the long hair, they all have curly hair. Notice that. I noticed that they don't even show their faces. They don't even get close to them. They get to a distance where you're supposed to, I don't know if they had like the boom camera that floats. You see them on those cranes. They were just floating above them. They never got really too close to them, but all of them had curly afros, but they like white males or whatever. So when the Moors mixed blood or had mixed with a lot of people in Europe. But anyway, let me get back to what I'm saying. So you can see him he said, I'm a slave. They're gonna consider him a Moor because his hair is black. He falls from the sky and falls down to where they are. All right, here it goes. See, they're gonna show you that guy as being like he's some king, and come to find out he was one of the kings out in England, and he had a melanated child. I forgot his name. They're gonna say it a little later in the film, but here it goes. Notice when you see a lot of actors and they put them in certain movies, like what's that movie called? Aquaman, that guy had black hair. Pretty much the same thing as talking about Atlantis. So when you watch that film, that's what they're pretty much detailing to you. But like I used to get mad, like why they keep showing our stuff with white faces. They're supposed to. They're the people in charge. They can do whatever they want, but they have to be true, close to being true to the storyline as possible. And so they have to give you an inkling or a detail of who the people were, and it's up to you to decipher it. That's why the answers, I feel like they give them a contract. They don't do this, all this shit'll fall, because, you know what I'm saying, once we see the symbols in the people or the storyline, we're supposed to get it, and it's supposed to awaken something in us or awaken ourselves by looking at this and trying to figure out this. When you're in the right route, you'll start understanding what this shit means. So all these movies, I don't never look at them as entertainment, not a one movie. Even comedy. I mean, Paul Mooney, got to see him in person 4 hours straight. You know what I mean? He's great guy, great. You know what I'm saying? People can say what they want about him now. I don't know if that shit is even true, but I noticed. I mean, I be all detailed like a motherfucker, man. I noticed Robin Williams. Who else? No. Richard Pryor died. Robin Williams died. John Witherspoon, he just recently passed, and Paul Mooney, he's now in trouble for supposedly messing with Richard Pryor's son. So that's like a whole tandem of a crew that was like one of the best, comedic crews out there. They want to keep, Saturday Night Live as one of the best. So you're supposed to wipe out the black person or the melanated person and put the white face there. That's how they always do it. Like they want to say Eminem is the best rapper of all time, and you'll forget about everything that was before him, and he sold the most records. But you're going to be like, damn, was he really good or did he have soul? But he was just really good with words. You know what I mean? So syllables and all that shit. Mandible, cannibal, danibles. Remember, I killed my wife. But God damn, okay. Let me get back. I'll be drawn. All right, here you go.
My name is Ash, and I am a slave.
Notice that he said, I am Ash, and I am a slave. So that's the first thing that came out of his mouth in this film. And he's supposed to be a Moor because he just fell from the sky. Or you can say like the Nephilim, when the Nephilim fell and became, or story of Satan, when he fell and was the only one with us. But he's, in this film, supposedly trying to get back to where he's from and get rid of the Necronomicon. But the thing with our people, we supposed to use the Necronomicon because they just, all they are is just energies in ourselves. And I've done some shit with them. And yeah, they work with me. We fuck around, man. We do our thing. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Other than that, I'm gonna keep it moving.
I can figure it. The year is 1300 AD, and I'm being dragged to my death. It wasn't always like that.
Okay. I don't know if you can see, but you're gonna see him later. He has an afro, curly afro. You can't really see it right there. This guy had a curly afro too. This is the only guy that had straight hair, and he had straight hair, but his hair was black. And these people have on what? Red and black, like the Moors. So you're gonna hear what this guy's gonna say later.
I had a real life once. Ancient Sumerian texts contained bizarre burial rites, funerary incantations, and demon resurrection passages. It was never meant for the world of the living.
Okay, like they say in the Bible, it say God is the God of the living, not the dead. So when you die, why do people think you're going to heaven or hell? This is hell, and we're supposed to enlighten ourselves or raise ourselves up to the highest self, which is our own heaven. You're not going to find about looking for it. You're only going to find about going through oneself, not about looking for it. You're going to be looking forever, and then you're never going to be on your right path. So just stay on your path, and then things will come to you. So when he said this book was never meant for the living, yeah, the people that really dream and sleep at nighttime, that's who it's really for, melanated people, so-called black people, so-called African American, or whatever they want to categorize you as. You know, I'm a cosmic carbon-based being. You know what I mean? I could just be whatever. It's a carbon, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, but the same thing. So he said it was like funerary rites or all that. So if they're just talking about that, just awakening the dead cells or dead energies that's inside you, pretty much. Come on, man. It's like he looked through this book. When I first got it, I'm like, this is some different shit. That was like some of the first books I ever was getting was like the Necronomicon and the Relay text. So I was like, oh shit, this is some different shit. But I'm like, ain't nothing that can hurt me, man. So I kind of find out it's nothing that can hurt you. All it is your energy, just reawakening. Bobby Hemmings used to always said, man, there's some crazy shit. But then he was like, saying, man, I did all them rituals. And the only thing that be happening is them crackers be getting fucked up. He said, don't nothing be happening to me. He said, all them motherfuckers be getting stab wounds and all that shit. So that's why I be in it. I've been able to do shit to people. You know what I'm saying? So like not on like, I'm like, oh yeah. But like when people do that, I always say like, hey, y'all see that shit? You know what I'm saying? Handle y'all business, and it always happens. So that's why I don't fuck with people. I stay out people's way. Anyway.
Likely, he's one of Henry's men.
All right. You can barely see, but I'm gonna get a little closer. He has the afro, curly hair, afro. The only one, King Henry, is the only one that has like a straightened golden hair. Everybody, all of them have golden hair. So you can find that like in the Irish sect too also. So the more as you see they're wearing in the more lighted areas, so like red and black too also. So, but you see with King Arthur, they got him using the dragon, the Draconis, the dragon. They actually got that from the Moors, but that's so funny. They're using a double entendre on this film. If you look at it, they're actually using our own sciences, but they, using it against the people. They actually took our information once they figured out, gave them, sciences, gave them supposed math, gave them supposed how to clean themselves, keep feces, and build toilet systems. So they were just shitting in the streets in Europe. I heard that shit crazy. But this is what they do to him. Remember at the beginning of the film, he said, and I'm a slave. So you see how they got their arms and their neck boarded up, right? Okay.
I say, to the pit with him. I shall send on the heart.
That's funny. He had the reflection of the sun off the chainsaw, and it made the sun. But that's what he died from. Melenoma is a type of cancer. So DINO De Laurentiis died from melanoma. When your pigment or your cells in your pigment doesn't produce, and it's damn near starts to go inside, and then it explodes out. And so it's like you see, like I seen the young pictures of him, and I seen the old pictures of him. You start seeing black dots all over his body and shit. So it's like people call them like they look like liver sores and shit, but that's what that was before you had passed. As you can see, he's one with the most curliest, but like because his hair is longer, but all their hair is curly except for the guy that's the leader. Remember Ash? He has a black hair. That symbolizes when you see in films like that, that's supposed to be like a person of dark stature. Boom. One of the closest spots you can see him. Y'all got like curly afros on, right? All right, and he's the only one with straight hair, and also Ash too, also, but his hair is black. But you'll find our people that have like golden hair. You'll find it too, also. This part kind of put it together. I already knew it, but like when I heard this part, I said, "This is importante, important."
Who are you? Who wants to know? I am Henry the Red, Duke of Shale, Lord of the Northlands and leader of its peoples. You, sir, are not one of my vassals. You, sir, are not one of my vassals. Who are you? Who are you, sir, are not one of my vassals. Who are you? Who wants to know? I am Henry the Red, Duke of Shale, Lord of the Northlands and leader of its peoples.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but two things right now. Jack and shit. Jack left town.
Shut your face, There is an evil awakened in this land. And while my people fight for their very souls against it, there is an evil awakened in this land. And while my people fight for their very souls against it, you, Henry the Red, wage war on us. Charlatan! It was you who first turned your swords on us. And this evil is befall my people as well. Your people are no better than the foul corruption that lies in the bowels of that pit. Right, you're no better. It was you who first turned your swords on us. And this evil is befall my people as well. Your people are no better than the foul corruption that lies in the bowels of that pit.
So you say he said it's without my people as well. So you have some people that's choosing different sectors of different types of religion. So even though they came in with a lot of different books or a lot of different standpoints of thinking, a lot of people have chosen sides. So it's without my people as well. So you have like just like today, you'll say, "Oh, I don't mess with that devil stuff. I don't mess with that magic stuff." But all it is your own energy. So the more you realize you don't got to use the physical stuff like the ghost blood or a chicken head or some shit like that to give your energy away to something that's not even older than you, you actually choosing to give your powers to something outside yourself. So the power to stay within and have that motherfucker getting bottled up like a soda just been shaking like for 5 minutes at the paint stand at a hardware store. And once you open that bitch, boom. Atomic bomb, like an atomic bomb. That's what the melanin is. You see the circle and the dot. It's an atomic symbol, which is the same thing as King Arthur and his knights. When they put the swords out in the middle, you see that dot in the middle. That's the same thing. So that's why we gave it to him. Same shit. This film is dedicated to Federico De Laurentiis. That's the guy. I don't know if this is brother of his father or some shit. This film is dedicated to Federico De Laurentiis. Right? All right. Boy. So I'm just showing you this is Dune. All right. DINO De Laurentiis. Dune. I just put this in real quick. I'm going to show you about the spice melange.
The universe is ruled by the Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV.
Which is my father.
In this time, the most precious substance in the universe is the spice melange. In this time, the most precious substance in the universe is the spice melange.
Melanin.
The spice extends life. The spice expands consciousness. The spice is vital to space travel.
Okay, he says vital to consciousness. Like they said, the Akashic records, dig deep. And like I said, the same thing with Tesla. He was into a lot of things with the Kemet or Egyptology, and was able to take certain things from off of certain planes and get different patents. But he just got these patents from other older melanated people, carbon people, cosmic people. And he said it's the only way to space travel is through melange. And it's so crazy. And I think about it, in the Congo, they have something called cobalt, where you can't fly without cobalt. Cobalt, you would mainly find it only in the Congo. That's one of the places I would like to go, but it's not important like that. But I would like to go to the Congo and Mali. But yeah, anyway, she said it's detrimental for space travel. Well, we can travel through our minds with melanin, and some people, they have to take melatonin to even go to sleep. So the war zone is when you sleep, and when you're awake, you're supposed to get information and take it to your dream state. So that's why she said it's the space travel, consciousness. It's all the same thing, because melanin is that melange. They have to call that something else. It's like a misdirection. I don't play the football games anymore on video games. But when you play Madden or something, you give a misdirection play. You have the line going one way. The running back is pretending like he's running the same way the line is, but he goes the opposite way. But the offensive line is pushing the side of the defensive line, so the running back would have an open area to run at least for a yard or two and make something happen. Same thing. So if this is like a misdirection, then all they're doing is pushing your attention to something else if you don't know what the melange is.
The spice has mutated over 4,000 years. Use the orange spice gas, which gives them the ability to fold space.
And ability to fold space, right? Okay. So just think about it. There's no real space out there. Why do you think that, you know what I'm saying, there's no real space out there to go to? All right? But think about it. So they say Saturn is this planet of the devil, right? Which is our planet, and the Mars is the planet of war. So, and they both have like an orange tint to them, or a reddish orange tint to them, right? And you have the planet. And they say you can only space travel with the melange, right? So we from these places. This is a book I really got to get into it more, but the old look at a new devil, and it has Saturn as the name of the book, and an old look at a new look at an old devil. That's the name of the book. So I'm trying to get into that more, and you see Mars. So, but that's why you never seen. There's always been conflicting stories about people dying and shit. I mean, people that went to NASA, that went to the moon and shit. All these people that be was into around that the whole storyline, or that was actually working for them people, was actually be dying. They getting killed off. I don't want the people to. It's like the whole 9/11 shit. It's not real, but if you take the people's minds and put it on there, they're gonna think that it's real. Same